Soyuzmultfilm is one of Russia's largest animation studios. More than 1,500 animated movies have been made there since the company started. They have received numerous awards. But most importantly, several generations of kids grew up on the studio's cartoons.
Soyuzmultfilm is one of the synonyms for the development of the Russian cinema industry. This is an institution which has become the starting point for many studios, directions, authors. There's a certain respect for this name in society.
Soyuzmultfilm started in 1936. There were several studios in Moscow, which were consolidated after animation technology was brought from the United States. It is a lifestyle for those who make cartoons. Creativity is not a job, it's a lifestyle. Cartoonists are the most wicked of the kindest wizards. My name is Alona Ayatyeva. I am a creative producer of Prostokvashino and the Orange Cow projects.
На нас напали ТЧК! Срочно ждем Простоквашино!
Пап, надо ехать в Простоквашино!
Непременно.
Prostokvashino is a series which aired long ago.
Ты, Шарик, никудышный охранник. Какой-то неведомый вредитель провода в доме грызет, ферму разносит, а Шарик наш в лесу с зайцами селфи делает.
That was hard. That was difficult. There were a lot of prerequisites to continue making Prostokvashino. First of all, this is a series for kids. Everybody was so afraid to make it because we knew we would face criticism anyway. When the first episode got 17 million views in 24 hours, I was like, is that a lot? They told me, well, yes. We were able to reproduce this cultural pattern after 42 years.
Простоквашино.
Простоквашино. Маршрут построен.
This very name has always been with me, I guess. When I have to answer the question, when did you first watch a cartoon, I really can't remember. It feels like I've been watching them my whole life. My name is Dmitry Averkiev. I'm an art director of the Prostokvashino project. The art director is a person who tries to straddle both worlds. One world is staging, and another are technology, pipeline, and production itself. At the very start, we faced a question. How should we work with this kind of cultural heritage? How can we breathe new life into it without copying? We were thinking how we could make it look good or better, but most importantly, we didn't want to make it worse.
There was no such job as a cartoonist back then. A person had to do everything, be a director, be a creator who came up with characters, and be an artist who animated them. Anima is for soul, to animate. A cartoonist as a professional has to be an actor and an artist altogether. Each cartoonist had a mirror on his desk, so he could look into it, cast in the role, and depict his own facial expressions for character emotions. They did everything by hand on celluloid. The paint dries for about 30 to 40 minutes on celluloid. But cartoonists use not just one color, they use different colors. You can't make it in different colors all at once. There are 24 frames in 1 second. One cartoon is around 16 minutes. Multiply these figures. The result is breathtaking. And you're like, who are these people? You could have a few films in production at once, but the time it took you to make a cartoon was just incommensurable. It took about 1 to 1.5 years to make one 15 to 16-minute episode. Now, a 6-minute episode takes a month to make. Of course, today, we work on graphic tablets and computers, which allows an artist to make an animated cartoon much faster. Last year, we had about 10 to 15 projects in production. The studio started out with the Prostokvashino project. Soon after that, we launched another project for small kids called The Orange Cow's House.
Раз, два, три, и снаружи, и внутри.
My name is Marina Zuckerman. I am a production designer of the Orange Cow cartoon series. A production designer is an artist who defines the style of the image and color composition. My job is to get the image ready the way it's going to look in the end on the screen. The Orange Cow is a cartoon series for kids, from newborn babies to 4-year-olds. But I'm sure it's going to be interesting for adults too. This series is about a cow family. It depicts family values and the way parents can support their kids. I love its humor. I love that it's kind. It has some special nice vibe in it. There are no gadgets or TV sets in it. It's so sweet to see this kind of life in our modern world. Kids play with each other and have fun in this cartoon. The kind of real life we lack today. I love creating characters most of all. When it's just some kind of a description, there's no character yet. You close your eyes and imagine how it could look like, how it becomes alive, and then you draw it. My main instrument is a computer. I spend about 8 hours a day in front of the computer, but usually it's more. My computer should be fast. It should have enough disk space and enough memory. There should be no delays when I draw. The computer should render fast. It should have a good display with accurate colors, which would be as close as possible to the final image we see on the big screen in the end. For my work, I use a ConceptD 9 laptop. I love it because it has a stunning screen. It can be both a computer with monitor and a graphic tablet. The keyboard placement under the monitor is very comfortable. You don't need to pull it out. The device is pretty compact. We work remotely from home at the moment, and I don't have much space at home. My flat is not designed for huge computers. This laptop fits perfectly on my desk.
First of all, the most important thing is color accuracy, 100% RGB coverage. The most powerful components such as high-performance professional video adapters, including NVIDIA Quadro, and maximum memory. Everything that I've just mentioned has nothing to do with marketing. This is what you need for your work. My name is Pavel Vasilienko. I work for Acer. I'm the director, Portable PC Division, and I deal with all laptops. ConceptD is for people who create graphic content, for videotape editors or cartoonists. 50% of the people who buy gaming devices don't just play games. They use them for work. 15% of these people don't even play games. They buy these devices only for work. They are architects, bloggers, photographers. They don't need this gaming design or gaming features. They need other things, which they couldn't get before, unfortunately. For example, a good display. As for gamers, they need a high response rate. And for those people of some creative professions, the most important thing is accurate color rendering. We decided to create ConceptD. We developed 3 large product lines. These are professional computer monitors for people who work with graphics, high-performance desktops which even use enterprise-grade hardware, and laptops, from lightweight and portable ones to super powerful workstations like ConceptD 9. We develop a product for a particular consumer, so we have to understand who they are and what they need. Based on their feedback, we developed new laptops, desktops, and monitors, including ConceptD. The second generation was developed based fully on the feedback we had received from our clients. We developed more lightweight and portable devices for bloggers and photographers. They need portable solutions with a very good screen. Besides, they said, we want an SD card. We added this port to the second generation computers. It's really important when the company takes an interest in their product's life, because it's not always possible to second-guess some subtle aspects in the development labs. Of course, we came to Soyuzmultfilm and they gave their feedback, not only for us, but for the whole market. It was my childhood dream to see how cartoons were created. I've always loved cartoons, and I still do. It's hard to say what I felt when I saw how they're made. That was stupendous. If I had been a 7-year-old boy, all my dreams would have come true at that moment. We provided them with our top-notch ConceptD laptops, which is capable of rendering even the heaviest files. You don't need to have a desktop PC with a separate graphic tablet. This device combines both. What I appreciated most is the display. You can see the images in 4K. Even the smallest details are sharp. There is no anti-aliasing on fonts and the slightest strokes. you never really contemplate how the technologies affect your job. But now, I start thinking that when I was involved in working with textures and shades, I need a really high-performance machines. No one could even think that one day you would be able to do all that on a laptop. When you see that your device is used for creating some kind of magic, you realize that your job has a great purpose. These laptops make someone happy. And his work result pleases millions of people. It's a great coin in the karma bank. People perceive 80% of information with their eyes. You are what you see. The aesthetic criteria are what you see. Cartoons are a part of this visual culture too. To a certain degree, I form the visual culture of our time with my work. Just like we reference the 1960s and talk about its aesthetics, people will reference our 2000s one day. I hope that my works will be a part of this culture and maybe have some influence.
What occupies the minds of modern kids is mostly what they watch on the screen. I take part in making things which go on screen. It inspires me. We are doing an important thing.